James Gunn himself has admitted that while Peacemaker is almost fully canon to the DCU, there's a few plot points, character cameos, and running jokes that remain an exception. With the success of The Batman and James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, it seems the DCU is attempting to clean up their act a bit. They've had some great projects in the past, but the story isn't always as cohesive between films as, say, Marvel? Don't come for me, DC fans. Season 2 of Peacemaker has had some great cameos and references so far, but let's dive into whether or not Season 2 is actually canon to the DCU. Before we dive in, I want to point out that James Gunn has made some pretty contrasting statements regarding exactly how canon Peacemaker is to the DCU. In a Twitter thread from a couple of years ago, Gunn stated that Peacemaker takes place right after Superman, but a new comment stated that all of Season 1 isn't canon. Considering Jason Momoa as Aquaman and Ezra Miller as The Flash both made cameos at the end of Season 1, this just doesn't make sense. In a video interview posted on HBO's Peacemaker X-Cancel account, Gunn again mentioned that the canon DCU begins with Creature Commandos, then Superman, then Season 2 of Peacemaker. That's it. It was rumored a few years back that the DCU canon was going to be completely wiped. Some speculated that this was a decision made following the massive release of Avengers Endgame. Few franchises have been as consistent as the Marvel Universe, and few have been as messy as the DCU. So it makes sense they'd want to clean up their act after seeing how well the MCU was doing, thanks to their dedication to continuity. Back in 2024, James Gunn backpedaled, saying that all of Peacemaker was canon, with the exception of the inclusion of the Justice League. So what's the problem with the Justice League that appeared in Season 1? Well, that's the old cast. Gunn did, however, make a promise to resolve this issue in an interview with IGN, stating, "The truth is, almost all of Peacemaker is canon with the exception of the Justice League, which we'll kind of deal with in the next season of Peacemaker." James Gunn delivered on his promise to deal with the Justice League situation from the Season 1 finale, and Season 2 proves he was pretty anxious to do so. In the opening scene of Season 2, the Justice League is completely replaced with the Justice Gang. Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, and Henry Cavill's Superman are all completely replaced with Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, David Cornswit's Superman, and Supergirl. Unfortunately, we only get close-ups of Green Lantern and Hawkgirl. What's funny is James Gunn didn't just breeze past the Justice League's cameo, he recreated it with the Justice Gang almost shot for shot. In the Season 1 recap, the silhouetted figures of Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill, etc. were overwritten by the Justice Gang members in almost a Mandela effect-y kind of way.
You're late, you f***ing kids.
The brilliantly talented actor Sean Gunn, known by superhero fans for his work in the MCU, has finally made his entrance into the DCU, taking fans by surprise. Gunn appears as Maxwell Lord, the man behind the funding for the Justice Gang, bringing a new look to the character, not one that fans necessarily expected. Maxwell was originally an ally of the Justice League, but eventually became a villain. When he accepted the role, Gunn asked director Gunn if this version of Maxwell would also have a villainous streak, to which the director responded. Max was retconned as a sort of muscular evildoer after originally being conceived by J.M. DeMatteis as a multi-layered character who was morally gray. Gunn then noted that this version of the character would be based on the original version, not the evil one. However, while this version of Maxwell won't necessarily be the cause of death for Blue Beetle, like the previous version of him was, his appearance in Peacemaker certainly hints at the Blue Beetle's appearance and canon, not only in Peacemaker but future DCU installments as well. This really is perfect timing, considering the Blue Beetle standalone movie came out just a couple of years ago. Maybe the DCU really is on the right track. Nathan Fillion might just be one of the best iterations of Guy Gardner, aka Green Lantern, that we've seen so far. In the Season 2 opening scene, when the original Justice League is replaced by the Justice Gang, all of the jokes aimed at Aquaman were rewritten to be aimed at Gardner. This version of Green Lantern also appeared in the 2025 Superman film, once again keeping things consistent throughout Gunn's newest DCU projects. Aside from Maxwell Lord, Green Lantern and Hawkgirl received the majority of the Justice Gang's screen time in the opening of Season 2, but their appearance does set the stage for the rest of Season 2. After the previously on segment, we see Peacemaker auditioning for the Justice Gang in front of Lord, Hawkgirl, and Green Lantern. all of whom make fun of him thanks to a faulty microphone. Feeling like he doesn't belong in the DCEU, Peacemaker finds a portal to another universe much like his own, but better. John Cena's Peacemaker clearly doesn't feel like he belongs in his universe. So where does that leave him for season 2? Well, one night in the early episodes of the second season, he stumbles upon a door to another universe, one of many. In fact, it might be one of hundreds, according to James Gunn. With the release of Peacemaker Season 2, Gunn officially confirmed at San Diego Comic-Con that there are at least 100 multiverses within the DCU. When Peacemaker steps through the door, he finds his brother Keith and his father still alive. This alternate version of himself is also dating Amelia Harcourt. At the end of the episode, our Peacemaker is attacked by the new multiversal one, eventually killing him. While our current universe is part of the main continuity, having full-on connecting ties to the 2025 Superman film, it will be interesting to see where the DCU multiverse takes us in the future. However, the fact that Superman 2025 is connected to Peacemaker Season 2 means that Season 1 is most definitely not fully canon. In fact, it may not be canon at all. Perhaps the most exciting cameo in Peacemaker Season 2 isn't even a character cameo, it's a reference. But its implications to the future of the DCU are the most intriguing of all. Batman's hometown of Gotham City has been referenced a couple of times in Peacemaker.
We were supposed to be going back to Gotham, Lee.
Although it hasn't quite been confirmed which version of Batman will make an appearance in this new canon. Now, don't come after me saying we already know who Batman is in Peacemaker's universe. We already know from Season 1's finale that Matt Turner appeared as Batman, but you have to remember, a lot of Season 1 was retconned. Sure, we aren't totally sure whether all of Season 1 was scrapped, thanks to James Gunn's inconsistent messages, but I, for one, am not quick to believe that Matt Turner is our Batman forever in Peacemaker. Okay, brownie points to whoever got that reference. If you're a fan of the 2019 Joker film like I am, you'll remember that some questioned whether or not this film would connect with Robert Pattinson's The Batman. While this hasn't turned out to be the case, it still makes me wonder whether or not Pattinson will appear in Peacemaker in the future, or at least future DCU projects. If James Gunn was willing to erase the original Justice League from Season 1, I'd be willing to bet Matt Turner isn't necessarily here to stay. So, who is Peacemaker's Batman? Peacemaker's gone through some rough patches continuity-wise, and James Gunn's cryptic, ever-changing opinions on its role in the DCU and DCEU aren't helping. But with the first half of Season 2, I think the puzzle pieces are finally falling into place. What did you think of these Peacemaker theories? Is the DCU finally ironing out to rival the Marvel Cinematic Universe? What characters are you hoping make an appearance in the last half of Season 2? And what's with these 100 multiverses announced at the San Diego Comic-Con? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more theories just like these. Thanks again for watching ScreenRant, and I'll see you in the next one.